Hi, I'm Lizabeth Phelps, the brain sticky communications expert, and we're talking about fear of public speaking again. And in my previous video, I told you to make a shift, which is to stop telling yourself or saying out loud, I'm afraid of public speaking, but instead say the deeper truth, which is, you know what, I'm afraid of being humiliated. Because that's the truth. And let's look at that a little bit. Let's look at why that's true for us, and then things that cause that to be more acute for us. All right, so why is that so apparent for us? Probably because it's happened. All right, it has most likely happened. It's either happened in our family life. I remember being about 5 or 6 years old. I had all older siblings, so I basically had 2 parents and then 4 way older siblings, so it was like having 6 parents in the house. And I remember specifically speaking up and saying something that I thought was adult and cool, and I had heard my older sister say it, and the entire family just broke into laughter. And as an adult, I can imagine, thinking a 5-year-old was adorable and cute, and laughing at an adorable 5-year-old saying something cute and adorable and way above their grade level, right? But for me, as a 5-year-old, I was so deeply embarrassed by that, and I, just recoiled. So that was something in my own family, but Lord knows it happens in school. We grew up with teachers who were embarrassing us left and right publicly, telling us we were wrong, right up to hitting us. Here's another thing. In 2nd grade, my 2nd grade teacher banged my head with my best friend's head because we had been talking. I mean, how crazy is that? I don't even remember how I felt, but I was probably humiliated. So that has happened in our lifetime. And then, of course, as we become teenagers, it is super, super important that we not be pulled out of the crowd at all and shown to be different in any way. And so if as teenagers we were ever publicly humiliated by a teacher or by a peer, that there's almost nothing worse than that except death. And for very many of us, we would prefer to have death than that. That's what all the statistics say. So why don't you consider right now, in this video I'm just going to be asking you to consider, when have you been humiliated publicly in your past, and what can you do with that information? I mean, it's in the past now, it's gone. Is it true that you have to be humiliated again? Well, as Eleanor Roosevelt said, what exactly did she say? Nobody can make you inferior without your consent. So nobody can humiliate you without your consent. Now, as youngsters, we gave our consent because we were so wishy-washy about who we were and our identity. And as teenagers, for sure, we were still very wishy-washy, maybe even more wishy-washy about our identities at that time as teenagers. And so we gave our consent if we were humiliated then. And maybe at work, in our 20s, we've been humiliated. But as we grow older, we have to watch that we are giving our consent if we end up feeling deeply humiliated. We are giving our consent. Do you have to going forward? No, you do not have to give your consent to being humiliated. So that is part 2 of the topic on fear of public speaking. Come back for more. In the next videos, we'll be talking more about this subject. And for right now, please go over to inspiredleadershiptraining.com/secrets to find out about the very revolutionary, very amazing public speaking training that I offer, and it's coming up in October 2011, just a couple months from now. All right, go on over there, and I'll see you next time. Lizabeth Phelps of Inspired Leadership Training.